As a person on Earth, I believe not everyone is familiar with an American animation called The Simpsons. It has been more than 30 years since it first aired on December 17th, 1989. It is still being serialized and has become the longest-running sitcom and animated show in American history. The Simpsons is known as the originator of toxic chicken soup animation. In addition to its unique brand of American humor, what makes it even more fascinating is how many of the plots, ranging from political changes to technological innovations, from social unrest to international conflicts, seem to come true a few years later. According to foreign media statistics, The Simpsons has successfully predicted the future on over 30 occasions. As a result, fans have even begun to believe in a conspiracy theory that the world is developing according to The Simpsons script. Today, let's take a look at the 10 most amazing predictions made by The Simpsons that have come true, as we explore some of the most surprising forecasts heading into 2024. In 2015, when the wealthy American businessman Donald Trump announced his candidacy for President of the United States, the media was almost unanimously unfavorable toward him at the start of the election. At that time, most people viewed him as just a businessman who enjoyed being on TV and seeking publicity. However, the political landscape can change suddenly. In 2016, Trump unexpectedly succeeded in being elected as President of the United States, shocking many. What's truly remarkable is that the famous animated series, The Simpsons, predicted this very event 16 years ago. In the 2000 episode titled Bart to the Future, both the overall art style and the characters' expressions are strikingly similar to real-life election scenes. Even details such as the voting process are almost identical to what actually happened. The accuracy of The Simpsons' predictions is truly astonishing. It's almost eerie to think about, but it's worth mentioning that The Simpsons doesn't seem satisfied with just predicting Trump's victory. The show also hinted at Ivanka Trump's potential political future. Ivanka, Trump's daughter, was just 39 years old when the episode aired in 2000, and at the time, she had little political experience. Yet, The Simpsons suggested that she might run for president in 2028. At the time, this prediction seemed a bit far-fetched, but since then, Ivanka has served as an advisor during her father's presidency, laying a solid foundation for her future in politics. This has made the idea of her running for president much more plausible. Whether The Simpsons will be proven right once again, whether Ivanka will actually run for president in 2028, remains to be seen. Perhaps only time will tell. If you have a good memory, some of you may recall the episode from The Simpsons season 27, where Homer's second child, Lisa, volunteers to become one of the first immigrants to Mars. In this storyline, set in the year 2051, Lisa and her mother successfully live on Mars. At the time, this plot seemed like pure fantasy, but it now reflects humanity's growing fascination with, and understanding of, the Red Planet. What once appeared as an improbable idea has only grown stronger in recent years. If you look at it from today's perspective, you might realize that the residents of Springfield may be closer to the future than we are. Take Elon Musk, for example, the real-life Iron Man. His ambitious goal of establishing a human settlement on Mars sounds like something straight out of a Simpsons episode, yet it is gradually becoming a reality. To fund his Mars colonization plan, Musk has even declared his intention to sell off most of his assets. In 2020, he sold several high-priced properties, including 3 adjacent houses in Los Angeles, as well as a mansion that once belonged to actor Gene Wilder, worth over $100 million. Musk has said he plans to send 1 million people to Mars by 2050 and will offer loans to those who can't afford the journey. While some critics have compared his plan to interstellar indentured servitude, his ambition and determination are undeniably impressive and eerily aligned with the 2051 timeline predicted by The Simpsons. So, the next time you watch The Simpsons, don't laugh too quickly at the bizarre plots. They may just be glimpses of the future. We all know that crying is the primary way newborns communicate with the outside world. Through their cries, they convey a lot of information about their emotions, desires, and physical needs. However, as we also know, the efficiency of this communication is quite low. Most of the time when a baby cries, we have no idea what they want and can only guess. In The Simpsons Season 3, Episode 24, Homer's half-brother invents a magical device that can translate a baby's cries into a language adults can understand. With this technology, understanding a baby's needs would become a simple and straightforward process. If such a device existed in real life, it would be a game changer for new parents, especially those who lose sleep trying to figure out what their crying baby wants. What you might not know is that this technology is actually not so far off. A Swiss company called SoundDream believes that babies cry in similar patterns for the same reasons. They analyze spectrograms of millions of hours of baby cries to develop a system that classifies different types of crying. Interestingly, during their research, they found that despite the wide variety of languages spoken around the world, newborns seem to speak the same language. That is, although a German baby's cry might sound slightly different from an American baby's, the pattern of sound changes in the spectrogram is remarkably similar. Currently, this algorithm can already determine whether a baby is hungry, sleepy, or simply wants to be hugged, just by analyzing the cry. So, the idea of a baby translator seems much less bizarre today. With technology advancing rapidly, the day of barrier-free communication with babies may arrive sooner than we think. In the past, the idea of robots taking over jobs seemed like something out of a futuristic novel. But today, we can no longer deny that artificial intelligence is developing at an unprecedented pace. From self-driving cars to virtual assistants, technology is changing rapidly. In the documentary Robot Revolution, scientists revealed a harsh reality. Technological advances that began in the 20th century will cause 85% of manufacturing jobs to disappear. By 2030, nearly 800 million jobs worldwide are expected to be replaced by robots, including those in roles with repetitive tasks such as drivers, factory assembly line workers, security guards, low-tech loan officers, clerical secretaries, and even iron rice bowl jobs that have long been considered stable, like teachers, doctors, and lawyers, are at risk of being automated. In fact, as early as during the coronavirus pandemic, hotel food delivery robots and drones for supply delivery became more common in our lives. These technologies helped reduce the risk of cross-infection and could handle higher workloads. However, looking back, it's surprising to see that many of these scenarios were already predicted in The Simpsons. It was as if the show had peered into the future and returned with a brief, yet remarkable plot. In Season 23, Episode 17, Homer is laid off by his employer after robots replace all human employees, leaving him unemployed. Today, the idea of robots replacing labor is no longer far-fetched. Intelligent vacuum robots have already entered homes, and workers at Foxconn are facing competition from assembly line robots. Logistics robots are now sorting packages in warehouses. A growing wave of robots is invading our daily lives. As robots become more advanced, what will become of ordinary workers? This is the question that economists, technologists, and policymakers are grappling with today. In the whimsical 16th season of The Simpsons, the show made another super cool prediction. The advent of the automobile revolutionized travel, and in this fantastical episode, road traffic becomes obsolete as the sky transforms into a network of highways. At the time, this imaginative vision made people laugh, but now it seems increasingly possible and closer than ever. There's a company in Oregon called Samson Sky, which recently declared it's time to make the car fly. After 14 years of research and development, their flying car was completed on November 5th, 2023. While this car can't take off and land vertically and still requires a proper runway to take off, it's still a groundbreaking product. When the wings are folded, it's a two-seat, three-wheeled, street-legal vehicle that can reach a top speed of 200 kilometers per hour, providing the driver with a thrilling experience. Once you activate flight mode, the wings extend in less than 3 minutes. The car can then soar at speeds of up to 322 kilometers per hour and reach an altitude of 3,962 meters. Samson Sky has revealed that the car is expected to sell for $170,000, and so far, they've received 2,300 orders. Initially, the company set a crowdfunding goal of $10 million, but they've exceeded that target and raised up to $472 million in funding. Deliveries are expected to begin in 2025. It seems everyone is eager to escape traffic jams and embrace the dream of flying cars. The biggest question now may not be, should I buy it, but how do I drive it? Yes, it turns out you might need a pilot's license to operate this flying car. There is a particularly thought-provoking prophecy in The Simpsons that predicts a major economic collapse. While it might have seemed like just drama on TV at the time, in real life, we appear to be standing on a similar precipice. Recent reports show that the outlook for the global economy is becoming increasingly bleak. Growth in the world's three largest economies has stagnated, and the global economy may be on the brink of a recession. In its latest Global Economic Prospects report, the World Bank predicts that 2024 will be affected by several factors, including tightening monetary policies, restricted credit conditions, and weak global trade and investment. The global economic growth rate may only reach 2.4%, which is not only below pre-pandemic levels, but also just half of the average growth rate in the 10 years before the COVID-19 pandemic. This marks the third consecutive year of slowdown. The period from 2020 to 2024 may go down as the global economy's slowest 5 years in 30 years. At the same time, borrowing costs for developing economies, especially those with poor credit ratings, are likely to remain elevated. Inflation-adjusted global interest rates are expected to stay at 40-year highs, around 25% by the end of 2024. It is also predicted that around 40% of the population in low-income countries may be worse off than they were before the COVID-19 outbreak. Have you ever thought that music can not only make you tap your feet, but also brainwash you? In a 2001 The Simpsons episode, the family explores the idea of music as a tool for subliminal influence or even mind control. In the show, a boy band's hit song not only puts a spring in your step, but also secretly becomes a government recruitment tool. While this may sound a bit sinister, it raises an important point about music's potential as a covert and powerful influence. Historically, music has been used to inspire emotions and convey messages, whether through anthems that fuel nationalism or jingles that linger in our minds. The power of a catchy tune should not be underestimated. So, back to The Simpsons prediction. While we haven't seen government agencies recruiting agents through pop songs, the episode certainly makes us wonder whether we are being influenced by music unconsciously. After all, in this age of information overload, who can say that the melodies we hear day after day are simply innocent tunes? Next time you find yourself humming a catchy melody, you might want to consider whether there's a secret power behind it, as The Simpsons predicted. Remember, music can not only heal the soul, it might also have the power to change the world. But don't worry too much. After all, we have The Simpsons here to remind us to stay vigilant, and, most importantly, to make us laugh. Let's take a break from the gloom of the recession and have some fun. In The Simpsons Season 28, Episode 2, Homer and Marge embark on a magical journey to the year 2030, where they eat invisible gummies using virtual reality, VR goggles. In modern terms, this scene is essentially an early glimpse of VR being used to experience food. What people didn't expect is that this concept of experiencing food through VR is gradually becoming possible in the real world. As we've seen, virtual reality companies have made significant strides in areas like gaming, art, and more. The lines between the digital world and the physical world are becoming increasingly blurred. VR is already changing how we play games, attend meetings, and even study. But virtual dining is a whole new frontier. While there aren't any fully developed products just yet, it's clear that this idea has a strong appeal. Just imagine, a virtual food experience might not satisfy your hunger, but it could definitely satisfy your cravings. When virtual food experiences are fully realized, you could taste dishes from all over the world without consuming any calories. Looking at virtual food from another perspective, it could offer more than just a new form of entertainment. It could help those who can't eat certain foods due to health reasons taste delicious meals again. It might even offer a solution to problems like unhealthy eating habits. Do you remember The Simpsons Season 21, Episode 4? In that episode, a burger restaurant in Springfield introduces a new burger, and those who eat it turn into zombies, attacking their fellow townspeople. The entire town descends into chaos, becoming a literal hell on Earth. For a long time, people viewed the terrifying zombies from movies as purely fictional, but who would have thought that our real world could exhibit similar symptoms? In early 2018, a frightening infectious disease appeared in the northern United States. Animals infected with this disease became very stiff, lethargic, and sluggish. They looked like the walking dead and attacked anything in sight, even their own kind. This disease, which first broke out in wild deer, was later named chronic wasting disease, or CWD, often referred to as mad deer disease. Experts discovered that the cause of CWD is a prion disease, which is the closest known thing to the zombie virus. The frightening aspect of this disease is that the prions that cause it are genetically similar to those found in humans. What makes this even scarier is that this prion can spread between different species. According to reports, wild monkeys have died after consuming infected venison. Because monkeys share a high degree of genetic similarity with humans, this raised alarm among local residents. Scientists are also deeply concerned because there is no cure for this virus. If it were to be intentionally weaponized or accidentally ingested, the results could be horrifying. Infected animals and humans might exhibit bizarre behaviors such as uncontrollable laughter, unsteady walking, and a loss of motor control, almost like real-life zombies. Adding to the eeriness, there have been recent rumors about zombie-like soldiers in the Russia-Ukraine war. Some reports claim that Ukrainian soldiers, after being shot, showed no pain, no cries, and continued walking as if possessed, smiling like zombies. Although this may be fabricated, it's still unsettling. In fact, there's a dark history of people suffering from prion diseases, including instances where human brains have been infected, leading to bizarre behaviors. Perhaps The Simpsons was simply warning us to respect life and nature, and to remain cautious about the real dangers lurking in the world. In this crazy world, there are not only the prophecies of The Simpsons, but also a mysterious blind woman from Europe who became famous for her astonishing predictions. Her name is Baba Vanga. This blind oracle not only predicted the 2004 tsunami in South Asia, the collapse of the Soviet Union, and even the COVID-19 pandemic, but her prophecies extend far beyond that. Among her most startling predictions, Baba Vanga foresaw the rise of a figure who would dominate the world, Vladimir Putin. The conflict between Russia and Ukraine is one of the most significant international issues today, and the world is closely watching how the situation unfolds. What's surprising, however, is that 26 years ago, Baba Vanga predicted such a conflict between Russia and Ukraine. She famously said, "No one can stop Russia." It sounded like something from a Cold War-era spy novel, but it was Baba Vanga's prophecy. She also stated, "Everything will melt like ice. Only one thing will remain unscathed, the glory of Vladimir and the glory of Russia." As we all know, the full name of Russia's president is Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin. While Baba Vanga made many predictions that did not come true, the examples we've mentioned above have attracted a large following of believers. Some even claim that her predictions are accurate up to 85%. When we think about the use of nuclear weapons or nuclear waste as threats to Europe or the world, it certainly aligns with her words, "Everything will melt like ice." Additionally, Baba Vanga predicted that Europe will become a wasteland and Russia will become the king of the world. This chilling prophecy sounds shocking, and it raises the question, will Putin, the figure she predicted to be the lord of the world, really achieve this dominance? We can only wait and see. However, apart from Baba Vanga, there are other mysterious prophets who believe that Putin may soon face challenges due to domestic turmoil and a backlash from the people who once supported him. As citizens of the world, we can only hope that these prophecies are wrong. Baba Vanga also predicted that, due to the enormous turbulence in the international situation and the instability of North Korea, a global conflict could break out, leading to the Third World War. Given the current state of global affairs, peace is something we all hope for, as no one wants the world to descend into the chaos and desolation she foretold. That's the entire content of this video. I'm curious to know which of the 10 most powerful predictions we've discussed today left the biggest impression on you. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.